So they heard the goodness of God. They heard the gospel preached, the Bible tells us. But you notice it says that they did not mix it with faith. And that's why they didn't enter in the promised land. Now, you know, that's really odd, really unusual. As I kind of alluded to a few moments ago, this is a group of people that for 40 years saw the miracles of God on a daily basis. Every day of the world, they were provided manna. Right? That's a miracle. I mean, where do you think they got manna? They didn't go to the manna store to pick it up. It showed up in the morning. In the afternoon, quail would come. Can you imagine how many quail it would take every day to feed 3 million people? That's a lot of birds. Now, I've been on some good quail hunts before, but I've never been on one like that. The amount of water that it took. It's an amazing thing. And they saw the miracle. They saw water come out of a rock. They saw enemies defeated. They saw plagues stayed. They saw people healed. They saw the very presence of God on Mount Sinai. You remember that over in Exodus chapter 19 and in chapter 20. 20 is when the Ten Commandments were given. But in chapter 19, God sets that up and He says, listen, I want you 3 days from now, I want you to gather the people together. I want to talk to them. And so God, listen, how many of you would love to be in the position to where God spoke to you and told you where you could hear it what He wanted you to do? Would anybody like that besides me? Yes. And that's what God said He was going to do to the whole nation. And so 3 days went by, and they got up they go out to get ready, and they get up the next morning, and the mountain's rumbling. And they see fire and smoke coming off the mountain. And they look at that, and they send a delegation to Moses. And they said, Moses, you go up and talk to the Lord. He appears to be mad, and I think He's going to kill all of us. Now, don't you know Moses felt loved? Because what they're saying is, he looks like he's going to kill somebody. Why don't you go up and talk to him? Because if he's going to kill somebody, we'd rather it be you. So head on up there. God wanted to talk to all of them, so that all of the nation would hear His statutes and ordinances and laws, so that there would be no misunderstanding. But they were scared. Do you think it's possible maybe today that sometimes when the Lord tells us things, we might get a little fearful because something seems to be too big for us? Can I share something with you? Most of the things that God tells you to do are going to be too big for you. Most of the things that God tells you to do, you're going to have to rely on Him in order to accomplish it. That's the way He gets the glory. If you can just do it on your own, there's no glory. No glory is given to God in that. You just did it on your own. But if it is so big that you have to rely on Him, then He gets glory. So God wanted to tell all of them. But no. So Moses goes up on the mountain, and then there was that little golden calf thing. You know, that happened. So they did. Here they saw the miracles of God every day, and yet apparently that's not enough to cause faith to come. Now you need to pay attention to that. Seeing the miracles of God in operation in your life or in someone else's life does not cause you to have faith. May encourage you, may motivate you. But faith comes from hearing, and hearing from the Word of God. Romans 10:17 says. You get faith in God from one place, and that's from the Word.